describe the landforms which are produced the endogenetic force. There are various geomorphic geological forces and resultant movements which are involved in the creation, destruction, recreation, and maintenance of geomaterials and numerous types of various phases. These forces are divided into two broad categories: endogenetic and exogenetic force. Endogenetic forces refers to the forces coming from within the earth. The interaction of matter and temperature generates endogenetic force and or movements inside the earth. These forces introduce and produce various types of vertical irregularities and landforms such as mountains, plateaus, plains, lakes, faults, craters, etc. Endogenetic forces and movements are divided into two major categories, that is diastrophic forces and certain forces. Diastrophic forces and resultant landform. Diastrophic forces or movements include both vertical and horizontal movements which operate very slowly, leading to the production of primary landforms. Primary of landforms vary in size from continents, mountains, plateaus, etc. to miniature fault scraps. These diastrophic forces are of two types: endogenetic and epiorogenic forces and orogenic forces. Epiorogenic forces, the Greek epioros, land, continent, are vertical forces that caused by radial forces and are characterized by large-scale uplift, subsidence, and submergence and emergence of land areas. The forces involved are so slow and widespread that no obvious fracturing or folding is produced in the rock. Every continent, including Antarctica, offers unmistakable evidence of both downward and upward movement since Precambrian. Much of the northern coast of the Gulf of Mexico has been subsiding very slowly. Many islands have been formed by such movements near the coast of British Columbia. An estimate reports parts of Scandinavia elevated by 900 feet. Many places which are on the sea some centuries ago are now few miles on the sea. Some centuries ago are now few miles inland in India, that is Kuringa, Godavari, Kaviripattanam, etc. Orogenic forces, Greek Oros mountain are caused due to endogenetic forces working in horizontal manner. Tangential forces. These mountains lead to behavior of the plate margins and involve intense folding, thrusting, and uplift of nervals. Orogenic forces can be subdivided into compressional and tensional forces. Compressional forces, the forces which operate face to face are called compressional forces. Such forces or movements leads to the formation of various types of folds such as anticline, the upfolded rock beds, syncline, the downfolded rock beds, asymmetrical folds. One limb inclines moderately, other limb at right angle. Monoclinal folds. One limb inclines moderately, another limb at right angle. Isoclinal fold, both limbs become parallel but not horizontal. Recumbent fold, both limbs become parallel as well as horizontal. Overturned fold, one limb is thrust upon another. Nappy, one limb of the recumbent folds overrides another fold after breaking and sliding forwards. Such folds are nappe structure. And forces such folds are nappe structures or forces caused chiefly by the plate movements help in the formation of pole mountains is a gigantic landforms of the earth. tension, normal fault, strike, block faulting, host graben, step fault, compression, reserve fault, compression, step faulting is rift valley, minor rift valleys, and host and grade faulting. Fault scrap rejuvenated. So next are tensional moments, forces, moments operating in opposite directions or tensional moment. Various types of landforms are produced by strike forces such as normal fault, displacement of both the rock blocks in opposite direction, reserve fault, movement of both the fractured limbs towards each other. Some sort of the compression is also involved in such thrust fault. Strike slip fault. Rock blocks are displaced horizontally. Hinge faults are produced by rotational movements. Step fault, series of faults having slopes in the same direction. Block mountains, they represent the upstanding parts of the ground between the two faults or on either side of Rift Valley. Noted examples of Sierra Nevada, mountain of California, and West Rangnane, USA. Rift Valley graben. Rift Valley represents a trough, a depression between two crustal plates and were formed by faulting activity. Striking examples includes the Rhine Rift Valleys, Great Rift Valleys, of Africa, and Death Valley, Dead Sea, Spencer Gulf, and sudden movements caused by the sudden endogenetic forces work very quickly, and their effects are seen almost instantly. However, these forces are the result of long period of preparation deep within the earth. Hazardous events such as volcanism and earthquakes produce various types of landforms. Earthquakes create faults, fractures, etc., which has already been discussed. Landforms produced by volcanic are being discussed here. Tensional moments, forces. Movements operating in opposite direction are tensional movements. Various types of landforms are produced by such forces. Normal fault, displacement of both the rocks blocks in opposite direction. Reverse fault, movements of both fractured limbs towards each other. Some sort of compression is also involved in such thrust fault. Strike slip fault, rock blocks are displaced horizontally. Hinge faults are produced by rotational movement. Step fault, a series of faults having slope in the same direction. Block mountains, they represent the upstanding parts of the ground between the two faults or on either side of a rift valley. Noted example, Sierra Nevada, mountain of California. West Rangnane, USA. Rift Valley graben. Rift Valley represents a trough or depression between two crustal beds and are formed by faulting activity. Striking examples include Rhine Rift Valley, Great Rift Valley of Africa, and Death Valley, Dead Sea, Spencer Gulf, etc. Sudden movements caused by sudden endogenetic forces work very quickly, and their effects are seen almost instantly. However, their forces are the result of a long period of preparation deep within the earth. These hazardous events such as volcanism, earthquakes produce various types of landforms. Earthquakes create fault structures, etc., which has almost already been discussed. Landforms produced by volcanicity are being discussed here. Landforms produced by volcanic activity. Landforms produced all the process of mechanisms related to the origin and absence of magma and gases on the Earth's surface in various forms comes under volcanicity. The two features produced by volcanic forces can be grouped into the two broad categories: extrusive volcanic topography from explosive type of eruptions, elevated from volcanic cones, explosive type of volcanic cones discussed below as cinder cones are boiled where eruptions have predominance of dust. As dust is, they are also of low height and their slopes range between 30 to 45 degrees. Typical examples are Mount Jorullo of Mexico, Mount Camigan of Philippines. Composite or stratocones are formed by alternating shades of lava and pyroclastic material and are highest of all volcanic cones. Most of the world's large volcanoes being linked to the category of Fujiyama, Cotopaxi, Mount Shasta, USA, etc. Parasite cones. In these, there branches of pipes comes out from a main central pipe of volcano, and the cones are greatly enlarged. Acid lava cones. These high cones of steep slopes are formed by the highly viscous and silica-rich lava. Basic lava cones or shield cones. These long cones of low height are formed of less viscous lava with less quantity of silica. Basal domes, whole in Volcanian, are excellent examples of it, formed by the extrusion of fluid basaltic lava. Depressed forms, craters. The funnel-shaped depressions surrounding the end or the summit of a volcano is called crater. It is surrounded by a very steep inward-facing cliff. Caldera, a large crater, is called caldera, which may arise by the coalescence of many small craters, or by repeated explosions or by collapse. Notable examples are Crater Lake, Oregon, Mount Katmai, Alaska. So crater you can see. Then intruded dikes, lava layer, and pyrrhotite cone, main pipe, parasite cone, and sub-pipe, parasite cone, gentle slope, basic lava cone, acid lava cone, volcanic plug, volcanic neck, lava plug. Extrusive volcanic topography from fissure eruption, lava plateaus. The plateaus, which are formed due to accumulation of thick layers of basaltic lava coming through the fissure eruption, is called lava plateaus. And Cambrian Plateau, Deccan Plateau, Yellowstone Plateau of Wyoming, Deccan Black Plateau, Parana Plateau of Brazil and Uruguay and Argentina, etc. Lava flames. These flames are formed due to deposition of thin sheets of lava coming out through fissure flows. Many of such flames are noticed in France, New Zealand, Iceland, USA, etc. Intrusive volcanic topography. These volcanic features formed just below the Earth's surface are seen only when the overlying country rocks are removed through prolonged erosion. Batholiths, intrusive. Batholiths, these are large, irregular, undulating mass of solidified magma, which with no observable bottom and very stiff side walls. Locally, they are mushrooms, shape having convex and summital form. Phacolith, they assume the wave-like form of solidified magma. Loboliths, they are bowl-shaped bodies solidified in a concave basin. Sills, these thick raw beds of magma parallel to the bedding planes of sedimentary rocks are called sills. Dikes, they are wall-like formulation of solidified magma perpendicular to the beds of sedimentary rocks. Other landscape features associated with volcanicity are hot springs, gyres. Here's a special hot spring with intermittent spouting of water, and fumaroles, smoke or gas emitting vents that is vary of 10,000 smokes. Katmai, Alaska, and Sulfa Zarap, mainly fumaroles dominated by sulfur. So thank you.